Hi everybody, welcome back to my channel, Made with Love. My name is Heather and today I'm going to make an Easter wreath for my front door. So first I'm starting with just this wreath form here. I'm just going to do a quick measurement because I forget. It's a 14-inch wreath. I couldn't remember if it was 14 or 16. Now this is 14-inch wreath. I've got, so this was from Dollar Tree, so I think $1.25 or $1.50. I've had it for a while, so I'm not quite sure when their pricing changed. I got this little Easter bunny here. This was from Dollar Tree as well. So $1.50, I believe, for this little bunny. And then got yarn, because I will need the yarn, because I am going to do this cute little carrot one. I had made quite a few of these carrots last year, and so I got the large ones and I got the little mini ones, and I ran out of time to do anything with them last Easter, so they just kind of got put away. And then I was cleaning the basement and I saw them, and I'm like, oh, I gotta remember to do a wreath this year with them. So I had to go and do a few more supplies because I didn't quite have enough. Because I am doing a total for this wreath, I need 12 of the large ones, and I'm also doing 12 of the little baby carrots. So the large carrots, for each carrot, I've made it out of this orange paint roller. These I got from Dollarama, so $1.25 for one. So I've got a total of 6 paint rollers here. So I'll need 6 of these to do for what I made. And then I've got the cute little baby paint rollers here. And those you get in a pack of 3 for $1.25 from Dollarama as well. So I needed 2 packs of those. Because each one of these you get 2 out of. And then I have a whole bunch of, I think I'm gonna, oops, just stuff is caught. A bunch of these little plasticky, more greenery ones. The ones I had last year, if I can find, I'm not quite sure. They're mixed in here somewhere. There was a little bit of a different green one that I had found last year. It looked like this type of leaf. This year they look more like a fern. So I don't know, whatever they're called. These ones this year, what I had found, they're called the fern bush. And these were from Dollarama for $1.75, and I've already used 2, so I've started on using a third one. So just for the way these are, I've already clipped some of the branches off, and I'm just taking just a piece of this for the tops of for the carrot tops. So I will just show you how easy or kind of how easy it is to cut these paint rollers in half. I'll start with the small one because it is so much easier. You just have to, as long as your scissors are about as long as that, I just push down. Now, I know I found that the scissors that work better would be more like the tin snip ones, and I cannot find them. My husband moved tools around in the garage, and so I'm just using this one. So it is pretty easy. They're cheap plastic, so it's pretty easy to cut through. So it's all I'm doing is just gonna cut through, kind of give it a good squeeze. Now, so these are not the best scissors. These scissors were broken. If you want to know, these scissors are all bent out of shape. So I figured, oh, these would be the perfect scissors to use this craft with. And then there's just a little spot there that I didn't cut all the way through in one spot. But like that. So it's pretty easy to cut them in half. And then to get them the carrot shape, all I did was just, again, just grabbing the scissors, and I'm just cutting down into a point, and then when I come to where I want the point to be, then I just kind of round it and come back up the other side. So I'm kind of cutting like a U shape out of this. I found this gave me the nicest way to do that. And then I just take the scissors, and following where I had trimmed, I can just trim this more into a point like that. And I'm just trimming some of this extra stuff here. I'm just trimming a little bit around here like that. So I've got that. So it went from looking like this to looking like this in just a few minutes. Now, these ones were the easy ones. This one was harder, but I've now cut 5 of these in half, so this will be my 6th one to cut in half. So I found a few ways to make it easier. One is you just cut right where you want your first one to go, and I just go as far as I can go. Don't want to force the scissors too much, just kind of cut in as far as I can cut. I think that's as far as I'm going to be able to cut right now. And then I flip it around, so I want to stick with this line is. Just kind of, you know, because it's foam, so you can kind of just move the stuff. You kind of see right where you want it to be on this side. So I kind of cut this side here as far as I can, like that. Just keep cutting until I get to about the middle, and then I'll come back to doing this side. Until you've hit as far as you can go, and pretty soon you should be able to cut through like that. I find doing a little bit here, this side, back and forth between the two sides, and eventually you'll get cut right down there. So much easier, because at first I was trying to cut all the way through, and of course the scissors, you know, the handles on these are quite large, and depending on like how big your scissors are, you're not going to get very far. So I found, oh, if you just kind of cut about 1/3 of the way from this side, and then you flip it around, and you cut like about 1/3 of the way as far as you can on this side. And then flip it back this way and kind of cut through some of this. It does take a practice, and it is tricky to do, but it's worth it in the end. Just keep cutting until you get it cut through, and you'll know you're through, because you'll hear it snap right through, and I think I've almost got it. Also, by the time you get to this point, if I can get this open, you can kind of open it. You can see that it's just that one more spot right there is all that's left. So just come back in and just snip the last little section off. If I can get it to, if I can reach it. Did I not get it yet? No, I'm just not able to get that one spot. Okay, I'm coming from the inside then. Maybe I can just see where I need to cut. There. See, you get that last snip, and you'll hear it snip. There, like that. So now I've got this one cut in half. Same thing. Just going to grab the scissors. I'm just going to trim down into like a, start out like a V, and then just round it off, and then come right back up. So it's kind of like you're cutting like a U or a V shape, like that. And then it's when you do your actual trimming of the foam roller itself is what defines the shape of the carrot point. And of course, if you need to, you can always just trim some more of it. Like I got this little chunk here, it's kind of jagged. Like that, just kind of even it out, round it out, trying to get rid of any of these parts here. Oh, that piece went flying. I'm not sure where that went. Okay, so you kind of get more rounded looking carrot, and then you just trim off some of this extra fluffy stuff to give it a more pointed, defined look. So that's from the inside. And then to finish off the top part to look like a carrot, that's where the green yarn, I found it was easier to put the green yarn on first. So I just put a little bit of glue inside. Just take the yarn and glue it on the inside. and then just start wrapping it. Just wrapping it around all the way up to the top. Just want to kind of hide as much of the orange as possible to look like the green carrot tops. Also, the tighter you do this, you're going to get a tighter up here, and it's going to be wider down at the bottom, which also something I didn't notice. There was a few of them I didn't pull as tight. Then I found after I did a couple, if I pull the yarn tighter, I get a nicer, cleaner look. And then just put a little bit of glue around there and around the top, just so I can get the last couple to be glued on. Oops. These glued right kind of on the top, kind of hides the top of the carrot a little bit too, and then just trim that off, glue this last little piece down in place. Try not to touch the glue with my fingers, but it looks like that. And don't worry if there's some of these clumps of glue. Once it's dry, I was just trimming off some of the little bit of clumps of glue. And then to make the little carrot tops, I said I've got these little ferns, so I'm clipping these off. So I get the little stem, and I don't know, I think there's like 4 of these little things like this on each one. So you get 4 little groups of 2. So all I'm doing is just trimming, or just cutting off that part. I'm cutting off this part here. So each one of my carrots, I'm giving them 4 of the little ferns. I kind of like some of these. They're kind of, they're not all straight. Some are really curved, which really makes each carrot look different if the leaves are all going in different directions. Just gluing this to the inside under here. Like that. So I've done all of them. I've done the same except the little carrots. The only difference is what I used for the little leaf part. It's done pretty much the same, except burn my finger. Just gotta cut another one of these off. Except this time I only need 1 of these little 2 things. So I'm just gonna snip that off, and then I just cut these in half because they're smaller, so they don't need as long of leaves. So I find just cutting those in half, and then that will give me the 4, which, okay, I guess I can glue these ones on, and then I can do the, oops, another glue stick here. This doesn't matter. I can always just glue these on and then wrap the yarn after. Don't think that really matters which way you do that. If you glue these on first or the yarn first. I just found it easier to do the yarn first. Like that. So you see it's like half the size of the tops. This is they're about 1/3 the size of the rollers, so the leafy part doesn't have to be as tall. So that is what I've got so far. So I'm just going to finish up these last couple that are partially done here. I just got to finish this one up and I got to finish this one. So I guess I just have these 3 to finish. So I'll be back when I get these 3 finished and then we can assemble the rest of the wreath. Okay, so I've got them all made. So now on this wreath there are 6 of these little, I don't know, other pieces that the rings are welded onto, I guess. So I'm going to use these and put the 6 on, or I'm going to put, oops, evenly spaced out. So I remember how I had this kind of figured out before, how I was going to do this, and I'm just looking at like, I just got to lay these out for a quick second to see how I was going to do this, because I had laid it out in a couple different patterns. So I just want to see which way. I think this is how I wanted it. Yes, that is the best way, because then they are evenly spaced out and then I can put the other ones in between. That is how I wanted it. So I'm just going to, I'm just trying to figure out if this will give me, I think I have to flip it upside down, because this is it's curved outward. I don't know, it's hard to explain, but it's curves. So if I put it backwards or upside down, then the first ring and the last ring are actually even, and it actually gives me easier for me to glue this on. I was going to wire this on, but I think I'm just going to hot glue it for right now. Put some glue on here and on here. Just stick the carrot right there. Probably put on more glue than I need because I just wasn't quite sure where this is gonna go. Oops. Not enough glue. Okay. I may have to get the wire anyways. I just don't have any here beside me at the moment. So I'll probably have to run down and grab. Actually, I think I've got wire. I think I see it right beside me actually. That's okay. I will just gonna glue these in place quickly first, and then I can just add some wire on top. These are not gonna stay. I mean, you're not gonna see this because I do want to put, like I said, when I get this all done, this bunny is gonna be over top of it all. And so for the most part, you know, you're not gonna see. I can always, let's see, what colors do I have? I can always do something, add something. So these are the colors I have. I think I'll go with the, with the silver. Let's see what size this is. Just this beading and jewelry wire, and it's a 28 gauge. Find how it starts. So it's very thin. I mean, it's a little bit thinner than the floral wire. It's a lot thinner, but I will use this after. But first I'm going to get all these glued into place and then to see if I really need to do that or not. I think I will, just for extra security. Glue does not want to, my glue gun does not want to work. Just a big blob of glue stuck in here. Happens sometimes. Gotta pause because I got glue stuck right here. This back part of the trigger is stuck with the glue, so I will be back in just a minute. Yeah, big pieces like this were stuck in between the trigger and in here. So I had to really work hard to get those big clumps out. So now I can just re-glue this one on. I'm just removing some of this extra glue so I can get a nicer bit of glue on here and it won't look so bad. Chunks of glue I got out of my glue gun, so just push those aside. I got one more carrot to glue. Oops, it just doesn't want to stay on that one. This one does not want to stay, and I'll put some glue on the carrot itself. Okay, and then I'm going to take these other big ones and I'm going to glue them in between each of these other ones. Just going to take a couple minutes to get these all glued in, so I'll be back when I get, I'm just getting everything caught onto my glue gun at the moment. So I'm just going to glue these other 6 in between these other ones, so I'll be back when I get these all the large ones glued in place. Okay, so I got the 12 large ones glued on here. So now I'm going to glue the baby carrots on. So I'm just going to glue these. I'm just trying to figure out, let's see, where to glue them. Yes, right like that. They should all kind of fit tucked in between the larger ones. So I'm just going to put some glue on the top because I don't think they're going to fit all the way. Yeah, they're not going to touch the other ones. Just be careful I don't pull the other carrots off. So now I'm just going to glue the baby carrots in between each of the large carrots. I think as I get these baby carrots, it's really going to help hold the large carrots in place. So I'm just going to go around and glue these ones in. If I can. Some of these just, spacing on some of these is just not the same. So I'll be back as soon as I get these ones all glued, because now I've got a couple of these large ones that I'm going to have to re-glue as well. So I'll be back when I get all the little baby carrots glued in place, because it's going to take me probably just a couple minutes, but I will be back when I get this done. Okay, so I've left this dry for about 10 minutes. Just let all the glue harden. I believe they're all attached. My next thing will, of course, be taking all the little glue strings off because they're bugging me. I'm just going to tip this and see if any's coming off. None have fallen off, so I know the glue has set good. Let's put this back down. Now, I was trying to find some stuff because when I put this little rabbit in the center, I've got some spaces here and there. So I was looking for things to fill up the spaces, and I've got a couple things that I recently purchased, but these are for a few other craft ideas, but just to say what you can use to fill up on the wreath if you've got spaces. And one is this container of eggs. I'm trying to read. You get 15 pieces. These are from Dollarama for $1.75. Got a couple more things that are just a little bit out of my reach. This little bag of eggs, you get 36 in here for $1.50. Now they're too bright of an orange to go with this. I just don't think they're quite the right shade of orange, and I don't really want, and there's only like, 2 yellow. I thought there was just 1. So these won't go with this, but I did pick these up, and so this was $1.50. And then I found this little pack of these cute little mini carrots. Also from Dollarama. This was $2 for the 4 little carrots. So they're not, again, I've already got carrots on here that I made. This was for another craft that I'm going to be doing for my centerpiece. And so I really liked, I grabbed this pack because it had the most orange eggs to go with the orange carrots. I thought they were perfect together. And I grabbed this little one here because it's got some nice spring colors and they're not quite as bright. So I did want some neutral looking colors to go with my stuff this year. But I've got spaces. I thought I need florals. Now, I bought these for another craft that I will be working on. And these are called cabbage rose bush. So I've got a yellow, a purple, and the orange. I think I'm going to use the orange on this one. These were from Dollar Tree, and they were $1.75. Sorry, let me get $1.75 a bunch. So I'm going to set the yellow. The yellow would work too, but I think I just want to stick with just the same neutral color. So this is already yellows and greens. So I think I'm just going to stick with the yellows. So I'm just going to push all the leaves up. Price tag is in my way. Push all the leaves up, make sure everyone's got a leaf, and you get 6 on here, so I'll do 3 and 3. I'm just going to find my scissors. Just going to do a little trim, and then just bend it, and they should snap off. Usually works. Nope. Oh, yes. Sometimes you gotta bend a few more times. Yeah, see, sometimes you can get the wire, but then you just can't seem to get the plastic to snap. See, did the same thing. I can get the wire to snap, but I couldn't get the plastic. Okay, I guess I'll just cut these two. Just give myself a good spot just to snap it. I just don't feel like pulling out my big wire cutters. And this has a nice string to hang. It's got a nice hanger on here, so I don't want to break the hanger. I'm just going to push it through. I'm not going to use this hanger, but once in a while you get these nice plaques and they've got a really nice hanger, solid with the little plastic ends here, kind of like shoelace type ends. I save those for hanging for other things. Now I get to decide, do I want it as a brown bunny or the white? I like the white because it's kind of got that wood grain effect, and there is some glitter in there. I don't think it's supposed to be. I think the glitter probably is off of something from in the store. So, but I'm not going to worry about that. Just got to figure out where I want this centered. And I know the bunny's got these little holes up here. I'm not going to worry about that because I do want to put a nice ribbon at the very top. So if I just center this. The nice thing about this is that these carrots, for the most part, are excuse me, evenly spaced out. So I'm just going to put some glue on here. Not quite sure where all this is going to fit, how much of this bunny is going to be glued down. I can add a bit more glue as I need, but I think that's a good amount to start with. And I've got these flowers, so I get to decide how I want them to be arranged around here. Like, I will trim because that's going to be too long, but I'd rather have the too long to start with than too short. I think I might just do that there and there. 3, and like that there. That's how I think I'll do them. So I think I figured out how I'm gonna do this anyway. So I'm just gonna glue the leaves on so that they don't fall off, and put some glue up here. And I'm just going to, basically what I want to do is just kind of hide the wire where you can still see the wire frame. So I don't need a lot of stem on these ones. Just glue the leaves on so the leaves don't fall, and then just put some glue and just kind of tuck flowers there and there. It's one of those things. I kind of thought, well, I'd like to put the flowers, and I'm looking at kind of where they will fit or where I need them to go. So that's where I'm putting them. I think I might stick the other two actually up at the bunny's ears. I think that would look kind of cute. We'll kind of put the roses up and deal with the holes at the same time. So I got two there and two there, and let me just see how that would look if I did that. I kind of like that look, having the little roses. Where'd the other rose go? There it is. Everything is green. It's all in orange. Everything is blending in together. I know I don't have that one glued in place yet. That's okay. I will glue it in a second. I just wanted to see if I like it. So I'm going to see this one, see if I like them before I decide to glue them in place. If I can get this to come off. You know, the last one, and I probably have to go get the wire cutters if I can't get this to come off. Look at that, it just came completely apart. Okay, a little bit of glue in the center, put the rose back in place. Doesn't want to go in. Okay. For some reason, it just doesn't want to go back together for me. Okay, I'm just going to snip that off. I don't know what I did. I just think I broke the stem. I'm just going to glue this on like that. I don't even need any of this stem part anyways, because I think I'm just going to glue it. I do know I like the one for sure. This one, I think I'll just do the same thing. Okay, just take that completely off then. Just push the rose right into the hole. Fluff up the center because I kind of just pressed all the leaves down when I glued it in place. In the center of those florals. So let's see. I'm going to lift it up and see how it looks. It's really big. It's going to be hard to see on camera the way I've got it angled, but I like the way it looks. There. So I'm just going to decide if I want to put a bow on it. I don't think I do. I think I'm just going to go and hang this on my front door, and I will show you what it looks like hung on my door. So here is the wreath attached to my door. Now what I did was I tied this wreath to this other one that was already on my door. I flipped the one that was on my door upside down so I get the bow down the bottom. Looks like that. And I also added this brown placemat to the back, as it just kind of makes it look nicer, especially when you're on this side of the door. And then instead of seeing all the hot glue strings and the back of everything, you just get the nice decorative placemat. So that one was the brown. I've got several different colors. Brown was the only color I could find tonight, but I think it works because it kind of looks like dirt with the carrots growing out of it. So I really like the way it looks, especially with the double thing. Now what I might do is get a larger string and tie this one down a little bit lower, just because the tops of these carrots are getting caught in my door. But for right now, it's not like it's going to be up that many days. So for now, that's okay. So again, I just want to say thank you so much to everybody who's subscribing to my channels and watching my videos, and I will see you all in the next videos. Bye.